Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we know the entirety of the brand new core set coming out when the next expansion goes live, and I thought it'd be interesting to go over, just because there's quite the contrast between this year's core set and next year's. I want to go over what I feel like are the most impactful, the best cards, both leaving and entering, and you can let me know which cards you agree with and disagree with, and why overall I feel like this core set really is a bit of an indicator that, yeah, we're actually trying to lower the power level a little bit in Hearthstone. Maybe, just maybe. And as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, you want to hear about the new cards announced next week, hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like because we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So yeah, we're gonna go through the 10 best leaving, the 10 best coming, and we'll start off with the leaving, and we'll just like go back and forth between the two. So I'm gonna cheat with my number 10. This is the only time I'll do that for the cards that are leaving, but all the giants, right? Sea Giant, Mountain Giant, Molten Giant, they all had their time throughout the year. Whether it was like Warlock, the Handlock utilizing this Sea Giant with like Zilliax and going wide, I think like Showdown Paladin, or Molten Giants with Pain Warlock. They all added their impact that during the year, so much that Molten Giant even got nerfed. Be interesting to see if it gets reversed when it goes back to Wild. But yeah, my number 10, the Giants. And if that's number 10, it's a pretty impactful list, at least in my opinion. The number 10 best card being added to the core set, Spirit Guide. Priest getting card draw. They don't have a lot of it, and this is always a pretty good card. You get a 5/5 taunt, you get to draw a Holy and a Shadow spell, and you're not tied into just Holy or Shadow these days with Priest. And yeah, solid draw engine, something you can like bring back sometimes. I don't know, there's always ways to bring things back with Priest, but overall, definitely a card you want to keep your eye on. For my number 9 best card that's leaving the core set, gotta go Zola the Gorgon. I mean, we had that fizzle thing going on with like Infinite and Warrior, but just overall card that slots into a lot of different decks, giving you that value, just always feels good. This card never felt like super degen or anything like that. You could put Zola in your ETC to get another ETC to get some more value. We saw that like Brand Warrior. And overall, yeah, pretty impactful card leaving. Not like a big meta player, but something that definitely is just always present. The number 9 best card being added, gotta go with Nether Spite Historian. Remember, this will be a 2/3 when it goes live, and we know that first set, it's like the Emerald Dream, it's gonna be dragon based, so not only does this discover dragons, but it'll discover new dragons, right? From that expansion and all sorts of stuff. The core set got almost all the, feels like a majority of those big dragons gone that you wouldn't want to discover. That, yeah, you're gonna be likely to hit something really good with this, unless the new set sucks, then I guess this card won't be great. But you get premium stats, get another dragon. I can absolutely see this seeing play throughout the year. Number 8 best card, this should be number 10 by the way. Let's just switch giants with this, because this just saw play recently. Bladestorm with Warrior, it's leaving. Really good to kill those, you know, the Zerg cards, I can't remember, the one ones. It's really good in the meta right now. Has seen play here and there for sure. But overall, yeah, Warrior just losing that removal. They keep Brawl, but like, when's the last time you really wanted to run Brawl? And this will definitely hurt Warrior, but again, yeah, Giants could probably be above this and Zola, now that I think about it, but still, it's a good card that will be leaving. We'll go with number 8 for another Warrior card being added to that core set, Bulwark of Asadov, just a rad weapon. Whenever your hero would take damage, this loses 1 durability instead. Maybe you upgrade this. There was a strat to like just keep upgrade this so you just like never died, and it just card that I can imagine slots into like some control decks. It could be anti-combo or just whatever, right? There's some real implications to it, and I'm just really happy to see this card come back. It's a cool one. A card I'm very sad to see leave, Defiled, number 7 best card to be leaving the core set in my opinion. Actually hasn't seen a ton of play lately. It's been like power crept by other better AoEs like a Table Flip or Domino Effect. It's just one of the coolest cards out there, making math work. You know, math in Hearthstone. It's pretty cool. And definitely did see play during, I think it's been in for like 2 years now. And definitely Warlock will miss it. And there's some metas where it's just incredibly good. And yeah, it'll definitely be missed during those metas as they pop up. 7th best card being added, Foxy Fraud. The 2-mana 3/2 rogue minion battle cry, your next combo card. This turn costs 2 less. Really dependent on what combo cards you have to use. Right now, I don't think there's a ton you're gonna use this in standard, but you could shadow step this and stack that effect and can do some good stuff. And in Wild, you've seen with like Spirit how broken this could be with the right things, but overall, yeah, I don't expect it to blow anything up or do anything crazy. unless the right things are there, and then they have to nerf something, because that's what happens every time a rogue deck with Shadow Step gets good, it gets nerfed. I'm going to make a video on all the cards Shadow Step has at least partially gotten nerfed. Soon. We'll do that soon. Sixth best card, leaving the core set, Muck Pools for Shaman, the 1-mana location where you get to evolve like 1 minion 3 times. We saw it with like Cliff Dive Shaman really good. Just Evolve Shaman in general, just a really good card. Getting that, you know, that evolution effect for really cheap. 3 uses. I think it's been in standard since it came in during Nathria, and now it finally leaves in. I'm not gonna admit, it's never one that's felt busted. Really strong, really fair, flavorful for the class, and will be sorely missed. Number 6 best card being added to the core set, gotta go Red Scale Dragon Tamer, 2-mana 2/3 Murloc for Paladin, Death Rattle draw Dragon. This still sees play in Wild today, and again, we know we're gonna be getting some good dragons, and I want to draw them. Hell, there's one on this list I wouldn't mind drawing. And yeah, just a really solid card that again sees play in Wild, premium stats, tribe, synergy, tutoring. Paladins could be really happy with this one. Number 5 best card leaving, again, Ancestral Knowledge, another Shaman card here, 2 mana, draw 2 cards. Overload 1. This used to overload 2, by the way, back in the day. Just again, Shaman doesn't have the best card draw out there, and this was a card that slotted into a lot of different decks, whether it's overload or just, yeah, to get some cards out of your deck. Just another card that will definitely be missed by Shaman and hasn't really seen a replacement. We'll see with the next set and stuff, but yeah, be lacking some draw for some of those decks. 5th best card being added to the core set, Terror Scale Stalker, 4 Hunter, 2 mana, 2/3, used to be a 3 mana 3/3. Battlecry, trigger a friendly minion's Death Rattle. This is a really cheap activator, and any decent Death Rattle that comes into the game, this is going to be something you want to put alongside it. Imagine they had the Infestor reliably available in Hunter. That'd be pretty gross. It's not a Yodeler, which I think is rotating, but it's half the cost, half the effect. Yeah, I think this card will probably pop up at some point. 4th best card leaving the core set, South Sea Deckhand, an absolute, I don't know why they had to charge this whole year. It was just annoying, frustrating. It wore out its welcome pretty quickly. They're removing both this and another card we'll talk about later, which maybe you want to rate higher than this. I don't know. But yes, Deckhand, the charge minion, really good. We saw it with Hanva Paladin in particular. We saw it also with the whole Shafar Rogue, which eventually got nerfed. And yeah, cheap charger that you could buff up, only gotten stronger over time with all the more insane cheap buff effects in the game. This neutral option to just murder your opponent won't be there, and that's gonna be a big deal, and it's only number 4 in the list. That's how crazy some of these cards are that are leaving. And the number 4 best card being added to that core set, Anachronos. It's just a great dragon, 7 mana, 8/8, Battlecry, send all other minions 2 turns in the future. You can tutor it with a 2-drop. We did talk about earlier, and yeah, gives you some time, right? Like, you could play that, and then their minions will come back in 2 turns, maybe yours will too, and then maybe you can deal with it when that happens, or they flooded the board, they don't even get their minions back. Really solid card, and we know we're getting dragon stuff. We already got dragon synergy in this core set, but just compare this 4 to Deckhand, you're already seeing the power like disparity. I kind of like the lower level of stuff. This doesn't kill ya, but it can certainly stall the game. Speaking of killing ya, number 4, the best card leaving, Metamorphosis, the legendary spell for Demon Hunter. This used to cost 5. It used to deal 5 as well. Got nerfed to 4, then they reverted that and made it 4 mana. So this is like the best version this card has ever been, and it's been a staple in most Demon Hunter decks all year because it's 4 mana Pyroblast over 2 turns. I guess 6 mana because you got to use the hero powers, but still, Demon Hunter not in a great spot right now, and they're losing a really good card, and lethality does seem to be going down a little bit with some of these cards being removed. 3rd best card being added to the core set, the Curator. This will be 5 mana. Don't forget, this will be 5 mana, same stats, draw a Beast, Dragon, a Murloc, 5 mana 4/6 that draws 3. Remember, was it the Purifier? Whatever the Paladin Pure card was, it drew 3 for 5. That was too good. It had to get nerfed to 6. So it's not at that level, I don't think, but this is a card that absolutely could see play if you have the right tribal deck, or maybe you just want to like draw a certain combo piece. And again, Dragon being in there, I think with the Dragon expansion coming up, will matter quite a bit. So a pretty darn strong card here. Second best card leaving the core set. Yes, they're all killing us, aren't they? Leroy Jenkins, the 5-mana 6/2. You know the deal. The whelps don't really matter. This was run by like hand buff paladin, a ton of aggro decks. Hell, I've even seen it lately in Location Warlock, just for some extra burst to kill your opponent. And yeah, a neutral fireball that can be buffed, hand buffed, just an insanely strong card. Charge is one of the strongest keywords ever in the game, if not the strongest out there. And yes, Leroy had a 1-year stay. He definitely made his presence felt, but a lot of us are very, very happy to see him go. So yes, Leroy going soon, but not number one, not number one. The second best card being added to the core set, I've been back and forth on what the best one is. It's, for me, I'm gonna go number 2, the Solarium. Draw 3 cards, they're temporary. If there's discard synergies with this, it can be great, but a lot of the time, you just play this card to rip through, draw 3, maybe I'll play 1 or 2, and then do your thing, right? Like, it's just a really solid, cheap card, very reminiscent to like old Secret Passage. And yeah, you don't even need discard synergy. A ton of times this card has seen play throughout Hearthstone without the need of that. And you know how good cheap card draw is. We all know, and this will see play. If it doesn't, I'll shave my head bald and we'll do something, all right? But this card is gonna be a meta player in, I imagine, multiple decks throughout the year in Warlock. And the best card leaving the core set, I gotta go Mind Control Tech. It has been in a ton of decks lately. It's people, I feel like we took a while to figure out how good this card can be. Used to be 3 mana, used to be random, now it's 5. You just take what you want, and so punishing against so many decks that yeah, I don't mind playing a 5-mana 3/3 when it mind controls something very large, and it's just a huge frustration point of a card too. I wish they never buffed it. I don't know why you would buff or change a card in this way that people used to just loathe so much, to the point where yeah, it became a real large meta player and probably the most impactful card now at the end of the day that will be leaving the core set. I guess honorable mentions to like the gifts and stuff, like the Druid gift leaving, as that is leaving the core set too, but stuck to the more traditional cards. And yeah, this is one heck of a card that I am absolutely not gonna miss. The best card being added to that core set, I believe to be Power Word Shield for Priest. 1 mana, give a minion +2 health and draw a card. Like I said, cheap card draw, really good. The health buff can be really nice in Priest, which has other strategies to buff up. It doesn't have like over heal synergies. It's not healing, but this has been a staple in so many decks throughout Hearthstone's history, whether it's standard or wild. And again, Priest always looking for card draw, and this is one of the best card draw cards ever made, to the point that at one point they nerfed it to be 0 mana, give your minion +3 health. That was it. And I actually saw play a little bit. So yeah, that's the best card being added. But as you can see, the cards leaving seem a hell of a lot more impactful than the cards coming, right? Like, they are definitely making an approach to scaling back lethality in hand. And just, I don't know, I feel like these cards feel a lot healthier that are coming into the game, even if there are Priest cards, they're still giving Priest cards. But overall, that's kind of just my takeaways. Like, yeah, they're scaling things back. We've seen it with balance changes and stuff. StarCraft, kind of an anomaly because it's StarCraft, right? But outside of that, really curious to see what the power level of the next set will be, and if I'll be eating my words as everything is absolutely batshit insane and broken, as it usually is. Anyways, let me know your picks in the comments down below, what you agree with, disagree with, all that good stuff. Enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.